welcome to The Magnate. On this week's edition of the program, we bring you a very beautiful story. When you hear of grass to grace, or somebody who has traversed virtually all parts of the Federation, adding value in where he has served, who is our magnate for the week? Let us bring you this background report, a profile report of our magnate. When we come back, he's here live to share his thoughts and story with us. And I'm sure we call this program Mentoring on Television, taking tips from the veterans. You will have a lot of story to take away on this episode of the program. We'll be back shortly.
The story of Alhaji Aruna Osumah is what can be likened to grace, with a lot of resilience, doggedness, steadfastness and determination to succeed. Born on 24 December 1949 into the family of Osumah Enesome, Ekhalefo and Asanat Elias Oyaso, both of blessed memory. Chief Alhaji Dr. Aruna Osumah hails from Iyakwe, South Ibie Kingdom in Isako West Local Government area of Edo State. Despite his spectacular successes in his 70 eventful years on earth, the great Igenegba is an embodiment of humility, a virtue that has endeared him to many in and outside the shores of Nigeria. This also enabled him to build a vast network of friends and associates in business, politics, religion, and other social spheres of human endeavors. He is widely traveled and an unrepentant lover of sport and reading. He is the author of the book, A Journey of Hope, a biography of Asanat, the first published in 2015. Interestingly, Alhaji Chief Dr. Aruna Osumah's first contact with Western education was in 1954 when he was admitted to the Muslim primary school, South Ibie. He completed his first leaving school certificate examination in 1960. Thereafter, Chief Osumah enrolled for a vocational study at the Catholic Secondary Model School, South Ibie, between 1961 and 1967, a pursuit that was prematurely terminated following the outbreak of Nigerian Civil War in 1967. This led to his relocation from South Ibie to Lagos, which turned out to be a major turning point in his life despite the travels. In recognition of his business acumen, Chief Osumah was awarded an honorary doctorate degree in business administration by the City University of Los Angeles, USA. In 2016, Chief Osumah was one of Total Oil's major transporters selected for a Total Transporters Convention in France when he came out as the second best major transporter for Total Nigerian PLC. Chief Alhaji Aruna Osumah Ekhalefo is the Chairman Managing Director, CEO of Magnate Nigeria Limited. He is a community leader, traditional chief, philanthropist, astute businessman, leader in mainstream oil and gas sector, scholar, devoted family man, and philosopher of high repute, popularly called the Igenegba of the universe.
You're welcome back. The program is The Magnate, and our guest today is still Alhaji Aruna Osumah, the Igenegba of South Ibie. He's somebody that is a lover of people, and people clamor around him. How was he able to transit with a global brand bottling drinks to bottling oil and gas? You're welcome back to the program, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very
I hope I put it well.
Yes, okay, fine.
Bottling,
let's
even say it. You from Ibadan. Did you retire at Ibadan, or you now came back to Lagos again where you retired, and then what next? How were you able to transit from bottling drinks? You have carved a niche. One would expect that having bottled drinks for 25 years, you probably even have your own factory, or you have a farm that produces, fruits into fruit juice and all that. But you transited from drinks to oil and gas. Tell us the story, sir.
Yeah, there is a difference between bottling and marketing.
Okay.
I was actually in the market section of the company. So most of my time on the field, not in this production.
Okay.
So in moving from Coca-Cola to oil and gas, is also in this marketing that I'm still
so that means
found.
you could market anything.
Yes. Now, so here we are selling. In fact, all syllables in total. Or even we have, like I said, we started from Fadi,
okay,
and progressively we continue with the assistance of friends. So we're able to have this location where we are today. That's why I said, whatever you are doing, be sincere. And because when you are sincere, people discover that you are honest, you are not looking, you are not self-centered in all you do. People will be there to ask you a question.
What goes
and
wrong?
with the questions, look, my friend, we are looking at you. We are trying to look at issues. Let's come together and let's talk about, what happened after this place. So we started talking about what happened after Coca-Cola. So friends, like I said, good friends, we're able to discuss, we're able to look at how we can come into the oil and gas. So in this midstream, friends, like I said, came together and we discussed. I said, okay, we can give you dealership and where you can put your wife. I said, okay, since I have 2 wives and I have already, said them differently, let me put a friend of mine. After all, a friend helped me. I should also help a friend.
Partnership.
So I brought my friend, and today he's not regretting. He has made it in his life. So he came there. He was in charge while I was still struggling with Nigerian Bonding Company.
Okay.
He eventually met a friend who gave me this location where we are.
Okay.
Got this place, and then I was, got loan, borrow money from banks, set up this place myself.
Okay.
Affiliated it to Total, and after a while, I turned to NNPC, but I have other locations where Total still operates.
Okay.
So we are making progress, and things I can tell you that from my business acumen, I can tell you that over 500 families feed under my
adding value, engaging people.
More than 500.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm still interested in your academic pursuit.
Yes.
One would think that, you've already made it in Nigerian Bottling Company. Certificate is not the issue. So why bother to go back to school again to study history and strategic studies?
Yes, I saw it as a vacuum in my life.
Okay.
If you look at my profile, you discover that I was very, very keen to be an academician. But as time permits, I was not able to. And to make sure that I fulfill my plan vision, I make sure that vacuum is filled. If I have not graduated in master, in fact, I have written a book for my mother. If I have not gone to university, 4 corners of the University of Lagos, I will believe that a portion of my life is not completed.
But even with the academic pursuit and value, has it further added value to your corporate existence in your company operation?
Of course, of course. You see, I advise, when you have made all the money in the world, you still need that education, because its own wealth is quite different from the savings. If you have knowledge, I can tell you now that as we are, if I had my BSc, my first degree much earlier, I would have contested for presidency of this Nigeria. So I'm telling you, this is what academics will give you. When I was in school, I started seeing the nonsensical, the misbehavior of our leaders. So when you don't go to school, you are not in school, you don't know the meaning. Whatever they admit, they say, oh, vote for A, vote for B. But if you have gone through this process, you'll be able to assess and know who is supposed to be your leader.
Let's take a break now. Let's bring you another short story. An entrepreneur trying to make it, hustling in the society. Probably a similar story with our guest story here. We're about to continue the conversation.
I'm training them on how to sew, freehand sewing for tailoring. I'm the creative director of HR Fashion. On Instagram, we are HR Fashion _garment factory. I run a garment factory. We have a fashion academy too. We teach people on how to sew. because we're actually bringing the new method of sewing rather than the old method where people used to have problems. I trained from EV Training Center at Bagada. And then I did some few trainings from other people. I learned from the roadside, I learned from a fashion school. I went to a fashion school. I interned with Hope Fashion. She's actually my mentor. I interned with her, and yeah. I studied computer science from Adekunle Ajasin University. I have more passion for fashion designing. So I actually decided to just follow my dream, and I also included what I studied in school with what I'm doing right now. Put a more professional touch. So that touch is not concerned somebody that did not go to school. I'm involving my computer science with what I'm doing now, and it's actually different from what you see elsewhere. A lot of challenges, but if you don't face challenges, you can't make it. So you have to really go through a lot of challenges before you can make it. So I've faced a lot of challenges. In fact, I'm still facing one now. So it's not that it's easy. It's not all the gloom and glamour, no. Just focus, hard work. Focus on what you are doing with hard work, with passion, and you will get there. I'm not there yet, so I'm still working.
You're welcome back. The program is The Magnate, and our guest today is still Alhaji Aruna Osumah, the Igenegbai of South Ibie. I'm also rightly informed that you have an honorary doctorate degree from a foreign university. You share that with us. What gave you that merit to get that?
Right. So like you see, I was actually engaged with some NDA, NGOs, okay, where we are assisting, donating, we're helping some people, and I got that call from the US. But that was a call that I was not expecting from anywhere. I don't even know the man. So a memo was about, I said, look, you have what you have done, you did in Lagos in 1999. They recorded it for you. What you did in 2008 when you graduated, your speech, and what you did in UNILAG, everything is there. So they're waiting for you.
Interesting.
So, and I went there, and then I got the
award.
The award.
So how did that make you feel? I mean, I've been given back to the society, and you are now being appreciated.
I was elected. I was elected. I felt great, and I think what I will say is that people should, as much as possible, take cue from ensuring that the less privileged are assisted. Because some of us, when you are somewhere, you lock the door against yourself. It is not a better thing to do.
Distinguished Esako men and women whom you hear their names, who have made it in their own spheres of calling in life, coming together then to do these things for Esako. Some were quite big, but others, though big, were also very humble. And they provided a platform for people like us, to come nearer. They saw us as useful, in quotes, in our own right, and not in monetary terms now. And names that easily come to mind include people like the late Matisi Totoi. Alhaji Aruna Osumah. I told you I was actually living in a one-room apartment at Alakbere, although I had qualified as a current registered engineer. Alhaji Aruna Osumah actually provided me one of my greatest professional leaps in my engineering career by giving me the privilege of participating in the development of his house at Mende, Maryland, from foundation to finish. Not only that, I was riding a Skoda. I gave him a ride one day from his filling station at Ogba to to Total head office at Apapa. By the time we came back, he said, SK, I don't want you to commit suicide with this vehicle. Drop this car here. He called his driver, Ayemere. Ayemere, where are you? Ayemere came out and said, look, where's the key of that Mercedes-Benz 230? Ayemere brought the car keys. He gave it to me. He said, SK, leave this Skoda here. Go home with this Mercedes-Benz. Make up your mind, whatever you want to pay for it, whenever you want to pay for it, and let me know. And that was what happened. That was how I drove a Mercedes-Benz 230 home to my wife. And of course, when I brought it home, her first response was, oh boy, who dashed your motor? And it was true, somebody dashed me a car. That was Alhaji Aruna Osumah.
This program is the Magnate. I mean, tapping from your wealth of experience. You have shared with us your life sojourn, how you started from the modest beginning as a laborer, more or less. Now you are CEO, chairman CEO of several companies. I want you to counsel the youth, the young ones. Somebody may be going through some travails now, getting the right job after school, just struggling. I think that's the end of the world. Use your own experience to counsel the young ones.
You see, that is one important aspect that every Nigerian, every family should address. For me, I believe that we should all see what we can do for ourselves. Some people believe that they can, within 24 hours, make anything and become, you see, that's why you see some boys inside a cafe trying to look for money. They want to drive a big car. Nobody is trying to go through a process, looking at how to grow gradually on a process that will lead you to success. Any moment, anything, any man, anybody who is thinking of, I have to be there, should think on how to start, because your starting point determines your ending point. Yeah. If you do not start well, look at, for instance, if a plane takes off by error, if we just take off by error, it's definitely going to crash land. So the message is that whatever you want to do, whatever you are thinking of for the youth, especially look at my children, I have most of them on professional fields, and they're all everywhere. So, but the most important is that you should look at how you can take a step after the other, not to think of how you just want to be. You see that president is driving on the road. So you want to be there as well. That is not the message. My advice is that think of how you can be self-sufficient and you can, on your own, whatever you have, be satisfied. Once you are contented with what you are having to you, there's room for you to improve on it. Okay. The moment you are looking at what you have is nothing, there's no way you get anything to put on nothing.
Contentment is the key word from our Magnate. That's what he said. That has been our program today. We really appreciate our Magnate for the week, who has shared his thoughts, his story with us. And I'm sure you have also learned one or two things from that beautiful story. The only way you can continue to learn from this program is to tune in same time next week when we'll bring you a fresh edition of the Magnate. Don't forget to follow us on our social media handle. See you next week. Bye for now.